Hello, welcome to lecture 4. So for this um, video, we're going to discuss the different functions or tools that is very helpful and is very important when you are modeling in STAAD. So this is the ground floor of our structure. So these are when we go to the view menu. So here, this is the isometric view. And if you want to view the top view, just click this. So this is the top view of your ground floor. This is the side view, okay, and front view, right view, and this is the back view, okay. So let's go back to the isometric view. So the first thing that you need to know is or be familiar with are the nodes and beams. So the dots here are the nodes and the lines are the beams. So as we can see in these tables, these are the nodes present in your model, okay? And at the bottom, these are the beams that are present in your model. So if you want to select node 1, you can click here at the table, and as you can see in this whole structure screen, node 1 is highlighted in red, okay? If you want to locate node 2, so it is highlighted, node 3, node 4, node 5, node 6, so and so on. And if you want to highlight beams, so just click beam 1. So let's say beam 79. So as you can see, it is highlighted in our screen, beam 80, beam 81, and 82. Okay, so we also have a different cursor type. So this is the beam cursor. So in beam cursor, we can select only beams. So we cannot select the nodes. Only the beams can be selected when you are using beam cursor. And also, it is very important to note that even if it is a column, it is also considered a beam in STAAD. Okay, so you can highlight the columns. Next, what if you want to select a node? Okay, one thing that you can do is to go to select menu. Okay, so here at the left side, you can see the different cursor. So we have the node cursor, the beam cursor, the plate cursor, and the solid cursor. So for this model, only the nodes and beams are present. So if you want to select nodes, just click the node cursor. Okay, and as you can see, we can now select the different nodes in your model. Okay, also you can select many nodes, just drag from the left to right, or also you can select from right to left. Okay, if you want to go back to the beam cursor, you can click this tool from the select menu, or you can just click escape. Okay, so if you click escape, it will go back to its default, which is the beam cursor. Okay, so also if you don't want to go back to the select menu bar and you want to have a or move to the node cursor, you can click the space bar. Then as you can see, a command, this will prompt in your screen, so you can have the select group, label group, loading group, utilities group. Okay, so at the select, we can click the node cursor. Okay, so now you have the node cursor. Then again, space bar, click the selection group, then click the beam cursor. Okay, so again, you have two different options. So you can go to the menu bar, select, or space bar. Another thing is that you can do is to right click. Then here we can select the select cursor, then move to node cursor. Okay. Okay, so how can you know the node number and beam number except if you will look at the table at the right side. So for nodes, you can show the nodes present in your model by clicking Shift N. Okay, so if you click Shift N, the node number will appear in your screen. So as you can see, this is your node 1, node 7, node 13, node 14, without needing to click it individually. Okay, so just click Shift N. So if you want to remove the node number, again click Shift N. How about for beam? So if you want to show the beam numbers, click Shift B. Okay, so Shift B, the beam numbers will appear. So here, this is your beam number 64, beam number 65, beam number 70, and beam number 71. As you can see, if you click beam number 71, it will automatically be highlighted in your beam table at the right side. Okay. Okay, so now we are done with the familiarization with nodes and beams and also with the cursor. So again, if you want to remove the beam number, just click Shift B. Okay, so now we are going to rotate your model. So in viewpoint, we can move to the isometric view, but if you want to rotate your model, just click the arrow keys. Okay, so you can have it right. So if you click right, okay, left, up, and down. Okay, so you can freely move or rotate your model to your uh, desired location. Okay. Okay, so if you want to move your view, just okay, so in your mouse for the cursor, so up to zoom and back or forward for zoom and backwards for zoom out. So zoom in, zoom out. This is in your mouse. So the scroll button, zoom in, forward, zoom out, backwards. Okay. And if you want to pan the view, uh, just click the button. Then you can move your mouse to your desired position. Okay, so uh, one more thing that I need to discuss is the beam incidences of the beam or of the member. Okay, so if we put our cursor in a certain beam, you can see that it is highlighted in red. But besides the red color, green and blue also appears in our beam. Okay, so this color, green and blue, are the beam incidences of your member. Okay, so um, if you want to show all the beam incidences, so just click Shift E. Okay, so if you click Shift E, we can see the individual beam incidences of the members. So what does the green and the blue represents? Okay, so the green here represents the start node or the node A in your at the table. So if you click beam number 64, we can see that node A is at node 37, and this is your start node. So start node is node 37, node A. Okay, and for the blue, this is the end node or the node B. So this is in color blue. So this is at node 38. Okay, so as I mentioned in our previous discussions that it is a practice in modeling to model from to the positive X and positive Z. So it has something to do with your beam incidences. Okay, so as you can see, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. So this is the correct beam incidences. But what if uh, you switch the beam incidences? Okay, so for example, I will switch this beam. So to switch beam incidences, just click at the utilities, beam tools, and beam incidence. So here we have three options. We can switch the incidence of selected beam. We can set the incidence order of the selected beam so start node is closer to the origin than end node. Or set the incidence order of the selected beam so start node is farther from the origin than end node. So let's use the first option, switch incidence of selected beam. Okay, so here beam number 72. Okay, so this is the start node and this is the end node. And if we switch its incidences, so beam tool, switch beam incidence, click the first option, then click OK. So as we can see, the start node and end node is switched. Okay, so now this is the end node and this is the start node. Okay, so uh, that's one option to switch your beam incidences. So what if your model is not, or your beam is not created in a way that it is to the positive Z or positive X? Okay, so for example, this beam is not created correctly. Okay, so here we have green, blue, blue, green. Okay, we also have here the end node is at the left, here at this side, and this is the start node. Okay, so in order for you to fix the beam incidences without selecting all the beams, so you can just select the whole structure. Okay, so drag from left to right or control A. Okay, you can drag from left to right or use control A. Then under utilities, beam tools, click on the beam incidence and click on the second option. So we need to set the incidence order of the selected beam so that the start node is closer to the origin than end node. Okay, so just click OK. And as we can see, so everything is in order. So you can do that in your model if you want to fix your beam incidences. Okay, so that's all for lecture 3.